Go around. I turned it on.
Just because I have a right It's colorful. Where is it? Okay, so it's I don't know.
Right there.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Normally what happens is set up every
I'm sorry.
Can you push this door closed? Thank
I call this meeting to order at 5:11 p.m. If there are no objections, we will approve the minutes as presented. Okay. Are there any students here on behalf of open forum? Okay, and we will go into visitors. So we have Ms. Diane Newton, she is the Vice President of Finance and Administration. So if there are no objections, I will suspend the rules for 10 minutes to allow her to present. Okay.
Well, it's my privilege to kind of talk to you a little bit, as I do every year, about the budget. This time we're doing it a little earlier, hoping that we can have some dialogue before we get too far into the spring where it's kind of too late to really go back and make any changes, although we have done that at SGA's request before, late this spring. And so we do pay a lot of attention to what you have to say and what your thoughts are. So where are we in the budget? Throughout the year, we keep something that's called a snapshot. And I brought a copy of it so you can see. It's very simple. What we do is we keep a running list of things that happen throughout the year that we think are important enough that they need to be on this list to be considered to go into the budget for the next year. So right now we have a lot of things on there, but you know, some of them are just ones that you would expect, like a COLA. We have that really as a holding place. The COLA is a cost of living adjustment for our employees. Currently, we just have a holding place of 1%, so that we know what it costs to apply 1% COLA, and you know, we can figure out what we want to do from there. Another thing we have on here is the increase in our health insurance for beginning in January. Actually, we have it funded for this fiscal year, but we need to put it in the base budget for FY19. So we have that in there. We also have some funding for promotion and advancement. So when professors, assistant professors, when they get promoted up a level, contractually we have to pay them extra based on that. So we always have to put money in for that, and that hasn't always been the case. It's really only been, it's probably only been in about the last 4 years maybe, that we've started putting that as a line item in the budget. Prior to that, we just the fellows had to just kind of dig it out of the budget. It just reduced what they could do for other things. So we finally realized that's something we have to do, it's gotta go in the budget. So let's see, some other things we have, there are some programmatic needs. For example, we have one professor that's fully funded through a grant, and when that person was hired and when we got the grant, the agreement was the grant would fund that position for 3 years, and then after that, we have to fund it. So 3 years is up, we have to fund it. So we have lots of things like that, positions that we know that we're gonna have to replace, that cannot be replaced. We have scholarships. Now that's a big one, and it's a little bit unknown, is what it is, because you just don't know. We have an idea of the awards that we make, how many of those that we offer awards will actually turn around and matriculate to actually show up to campus and that we pay that award out. We know that that's around 43% of the people that we make an offer to will actually click I accept and show up and we pay. But that's not always the case. It could be more, it could be less. And we don't know how many we're going to award to begin with because we have a deadline. This year it is December the 15th. We don't know how many people are going to apply before that deadline, because if they apply before that deadline and they are eligible, they get that award, whether we have it in budget or not. So we had that situation last year, so we know that we have to watch for those sorts of things, so that we have a contingency in there, not knowing, because let's say come the first time and they stay, then it's costing us more all throughout the year. So we've got all those kinds of things. We have a market compression problem on campus with our salaries. So I may have come to work in my position 10 years ago, and her Sheila came to work, was hired in as a new employee this year. She's coming in sometimes making more than I am, and I've been here 10 years. And that happens more often than I've seen a lot of shapes over here. That happens very frequently. And we're doing a pretty massive study to try to figure out how much it would take to start correcting that problem. We can't correct it in 1 year. We can't correct it in 2 or 5 years. But we can start putting something in the budget every year to make headway onto that. And that's what we're looking at doing. The faculty has a pretty good report out there. We kind of have an idea of how far off we are with both within our peer institutions, our Ashford institutions, and within the state, and within the southern region. So we look at a lot of different areas. But we're tying up all the little loose ends on the one for the non-faculty and the non-academic side. And we know it's going to be a big number. We know it's going to be big. The question is, how are we going to start attacking it? But the good thing is, it's being talked about, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to start making progress, but that's in here. So we know not all of it's in here. just something to make some progress toward that. We also have things like rebuilding contingency, because throughout the years we tend to whittle down the money that we have in a contingency, a budgeted contingency. So it's like you're creating a household budget, and you've got all your bills paid, and you've got $100 that you're not going to budget for anything, just in case you need it for anything. Well, that's our contingency. And throughout the years, we tend to whittle that down a little bit, because really important things come up, and they're it's what we need to do. So that's where we get the money. And so every year we put some money in there to try on the list to try to start rebuilding that. I'd say in the last 5 years, that's been one of the first things to get cut out of the budget. Because quite frankly, you get down to the list And the bottom of the list, and you have $4 or $5 million that's on that list. And you know that that's not everything that's gonna be coming up, from the campus. We have 3 different things that we're doing this year. We've got what's called a zero-based budget, which means that all the departments stripped down their budgets to nothing. They got all the information and it had no budget in it. What we asked them to do is to build your budget based on what you know you need to do within your department. And it's really hard not to say, well, how much money do I have? You have to go back to what do I need to be doing? Because what we're trying to determine is the gap between what the departments are all saying that they need. And from the ones that I've looked at, there's no fluff in there. It's just really what they need. So what's what they need compared to what we're currently providing? And that's our need gap. So we're looking at the need gap. We're looking at this, the snapshot of all the things that we gathered throughout the year. And we're also looking at a process called, well, it's through the Strategic Budget Advisory Committee. And they're looking at strategic initiatives from each division. And they used to prioritize these initiatives and get brought up on division heads. We come and make presentations to this committee and to anyone who wants to come. But if they, once the committee hears them, they put them in a category. They used to rank them 1 through 10, but they don't do that anymore. They put them in categories. So if it is high dollar and high need, it goes in one block. If it's high dollar and low need, it goes into another. If it's low dollar, and I'll have to look at the chart again. I've got myself mixed up because I got off my squares. But anyway, you get the point. There's like 4 categories, and they put them in there. So we're reviewing those as well. So we've got all this information that we're gathering, and we're going to try to make the best decisions that we can. It's going to be a high number, we know that. We're not getting any additional funding from the state that we know of for 19. Don't expect any more money. So there's really only one other place we need more tuition revenue. And how is that going to come to us? Hopefully it comes by way of new students. So we get those 2 different ways. We either get new students coming in, or we retain the students we have, preferably both. And if we don't have new students, we also have to count on them. We still need that additional revenue so that's going to higher tuition costs for our students. And that's what we don't know yet, but based on the total of what I have just on this sheet, we're looking at, and there's not been any reductions to this yet. We've not gone through any process to eliminate, even my emergency building is still on there. But it would take in excess of 4.5% to fund even part of this list. And we haven't even gotten to some others.
Sorry, if there are no objections, I will suspend the rules for 10 more minutes to allow her to finish presenting any questions. Okay?
Sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay, so when I start talking about budget, I kind of get carried away. I just love it so. Anyway, that's where we are. We know there's going to be a tuition increase. We don't know how much it's going to be, but we know what it would take to fund certain things. So now the question is the prioritization. How do we prioritize those things that we need and some things that we want? And we haven't gotten to that yet. We haven't gathered all the data yet. We're still gathering the data from the zero-based budgeting. We still don't have the categorized proposals from the Strategic Budget Advisory Committee. So once we get all those, we'll see what the damage is and start prioritizing. So, what do you think about that?
That's awesome, thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Sarah.
Thank you for that information. It's very useful for us. Is there any type of installing the budget for IT services.
You brought that up, it's actually on the list.
Common trend.
It is on the list. We don't know exactly how we're gonna go about that process yet. There are several different ways we can do it. The delivery of a refresh of our technology systems. One way would be to buy all the equipment. Probably we would have to finance it over a number of years, which is going to be more money to pay for those, pay for the debt on that. Another way we are looking at is outsourcing it. We're looking at letting someone else, or letting them own the equipment and operate it. Some of our systems. So we don't know exactly what that's going to look like yet. We did have a consulting group come in and they looked at all of our processes. So I think y'all probably talk about that. But either way, it's going to be incredibly expensive. And that is one of the things that's on the list for the tuition, the increase in technology fee. And we couldn't increase it enough to pay for what we're going to have to pay for. So it's just going to be a matter of the best way we can spread that cost out over a number of years so that keep the services up to date, which is why the outsourcing is looking a little bit more, something that we could live with. We tried the other way, which is what we've done. And that's why our equipment and everything is 7 years old, because we did exactly the first option. We basically bought it all and financed it. But trying to keep up with the technology needs and keep up with just technology in theory and knowing what you need. And it takes a special expertise that it's hard for us to hire those folks and pay them what they can do. Yes.
In relation to the technology fee, do you have a number that you're looking at, the difference between current and projected? Okay.
We just know that that's going to have to be part of it.
Right.
Any other questions?
Okay, want to talk a little bit about housing projects or what we
Yes.
do that later?
No, you can go ahead and get into it.
Okay, well, we did have, the other piece of tuition fees and room and board. We are going to be looking at increasing room and board, and we come to SGA every year with that. I can tell you that right now, based on where we are on our food service, on the board costs, compared to the other four-year institutions in the state, we're the least expensive at any school. Compared with the Southland Conference, I believe we're tied for the least expensive. So we know, and of course Ryan's been on the committee with us, and we know that there are some things that we need to do in our food service. But quite honestly, we can't really blame Airmark because we have held them so far down on what we're willing to pay them in order to keep what you have to pay low. So if they're not able to go out and do what they need to do, then you're not getting the best product. So we know we're going to have to do something here. We know we're going to have to provide better services, and that's going to cost something. That's going to have a cost associated with it. And then on the room side, we know that there are things that we need to do. As you know, we're doing the renovation on Hughes Hall. Matter of fact, that construction will probably start in December. We're doing all the planning and a lot of the demo and that sort of thing now. Once Hughes is finished, we're going right into Conway. And then after Conway, we're hoping to be able to go into State and Crosby. So obviously all of that's going to take a little money as well. That's not something we can do on the current level of cost on our housing. So we know that we're going to have to build in some increases there as well to be phased in over a number of years.
Any questions? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. This was wonderful. Okay, so I attended the Student Success and Retention Council meeting on November 16th, so a little bit a while back, but some of the things that we discussed, Dr. Benecki came and talked about a Gateways to Completion plan that the university is looking at. President Davis saw it used in Georgia, and so he thinks it would be good. But basically, the purpose of it is to evaluate our curricular courses so that freshmen have a lower pass rate in. So maybe like a biology or a psychology or a history class of the lower level, and then kind of target why or what the problem is and what we can do to fix it and things of that sort. And so it's by John Gardner Institute, and I haven't had a chance to really digest all of it, but if you want to look at the plan, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. I only have one copy, so I'll make a copy for you. Along with that, Thomas Bruick from Housing reported on the peer coaching success that they've had. So the number of students that participated has doubled this fall since last year. So 60% of probation students have had at least one meeting with their coach this fall. So they're doing really, really well. And I encourage others to take part in this if you're interested in that. And I also have the numbers and everything for that. And then something else that we talked about was the Student Success Challenge. And this is for first-year freshmen that are eligible for Pell Grants. And so out of the 791 students eligible to complete the Student Success Challenge, only 55 completed all 5 requirements to receive the $250 scholarship. So there's certain requirements like meeting with a peer coach or tutor, small group advising session, and then attending certain workshops. And basically, if you complete all the requirements, you get the $250 scholarship. So if you were a first-time freshman and are eligible for a Pell Grant, please look into this because out of, again, 761 students, only 55 completed it. So that's another opportunity that if you guys know of any freshmen or first-year students, tell them to take a piece in that. And I have all the requirements for that as well on here. And so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. It's just one of the committees that I serve on, and we meet monthly. We only meet a few times. So, okay. And then the other thing I have is Lunch and Learn. International engagement is going to be doing like a lunch and learn type thing. And Tyler Copeland is he works for international engagement. He's going to be kind of going through what the orientation process for our new international students is like, and just kind of talking through that and possibly getting feedback on how we can better that process. I know it is a little bit like last minute, but the person that was going to replace me can't anymore. It's Wednesday from 11:30 to 1. So if you're able to go for the full time or even just a little bit, again, you do get lunch. Please let me know. We really need someone there, so I hope that at least someone can go for a little bit of that time, whether it be at the beginning or towards the end or hopefully the entire time. So just email me if you are interested in that. And again, it's this Wednesday from 11:30 to 1. So, okay, and that is all that I have. Any questions? Yes, Senator next.
When is the first time freshman thing due? And can you put it in the minutes?
Yeah, I can get Megan to get a copy of this. I don't know, the deadline was October 20th, and I'm not sure if they do it each semester or not, but I can find that out for you. I think a lot of students just don't know, and one of the biggest things is a lot of students were going and completing these requirements, but after like a workshop, there's a quiz on Blackboard but the quiz is like your name and something you learned. So a lot of students were going to the workshop but forgetting to do the quiz. And so I think they were kind of just more looking for us to like make sure that students know that this is available. But I will find out if it is semesterly or not. And then just saying thank you. That's for the night keeper reminding me. I have a little pick-me-up for you guys. So, listen.
We all need a pep talk. The world needs you to stop being boring. Yeah, boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're gooder than that. Life is not a game, people. Life isn't a cereal either. Well, it is a cereal. And if life is a game, are we on the same team? I mean, really, right? You're on your team, be on my team. This is life, people. You got air coming through your nose. You got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something. Uh-oh. 2 roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less traveled. It hurt, man! Really bad. Rocks, thorns, and glass. Bullets rolled. Wah! Not cool, Robert Frost. But most of them weren't too bad. I want to be the one that leads to awesome. It's like that dude Jordan said, don't stop believing unless your dream is secret. Then you should get a better dream. I think that's how it is. Get a better dream and keep going, keep going, keep going, and keep going. Will Michael Jordan have quit? Well, he did quit, but he retired. Yeah, that's he retired. But before that, in high school, what if he quit when he didn't make the team? He would have never made Space Jam. And I made Space Jam. What will be your Space Jam? What will you create to make the world awesome? Nothing if you keep sitting there. That's why I'm talking to you today. This is your time. This is my time. It's our time. We can make every day better for each other. If we're all on the same team, let's start acting like it. We got work to do. We can cry about it, or we can dance about it. We were made to be awesome. Let's get out there! I don't know everything, I'm just a kid. But I do know this. So everybody's good, they give the world a reason to dance. So get to it. You just did a pep talk. You can create something that will make the world awesome. Well, hi everybody. We're all working hard to make this up.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys kind of watch that. I know it's crunch time and finals are coming up and everybody's stressed, and so just a little pick me up. You guys have done more work than I have even imagined this semester, and so just finish up the semester strong. You can do it. Any questions? No? Okay, let's go there.
So just a little reminder, if you sign up to help with Dr. Deborah's Day service, it's going to be this Thursday in the amphitheater roadside from 9:30 to 2:30, and I'll email you to remind you if you sign up, so that you know that I know that we're all going to do this, and we're going to serve, and it'll be fun. So I'm excited about that. If you didn't sign up and you're interested in it, just show up and be helpful. That'd be cool. So yeah, that's the spot. Upcoming dinner. So we obviously have one next week. Our the reception, not really a dinner, more of like heavy appetizers. You will be able to fill up on this though, so don't feel like you need to eat dinner before. That's going to be December 7th, which is Thursday night. It will be at the president's home. So we will not have Senate on Thursday. I think it's at 5. We'll make sure. I'll let you know for sure next week. Yeah, so y'all signed up on +1s and everything already, so you should be doing that. If you're not sure what you did there, I have a list. Well, I'll re-remind you on Monday, but Thursday.
Thursday, so we will still have Senate on Monday.
That too.
Oh,
yeah.
It's okay, we typically
We'll be
don't
here
do
next
it.
Monday. Yes, President Davis is in China.
Yes.
So we couldn't do it on Monday. So we're gonna have Senate, and then we'll do our meeting on Thursday. And then when we come back in the spring, on the 22nd of January, which is our first Monday back, we will do our spring retreat, our mid-year retreat, and we're gonna eat. And that will be what we do. We will not have Senate. We're just gonna do the mid-year retreat thing. And then the Monday after that is the Senate meeting. Okay, so for the holiday reception, you are encouraged to wear festive holiday attire that is appropriate. It's not necessarily business casual, but look presentable. It will be in the president's home. You could wear like a holiday sweater. That could be inclusive of all. You know, there are other kinds of sweaters. You can wear that. That'd be fun. And then the one on the 22nd is like business professional-ish. Look nice for that. And that's just going to be us and administration. So like Vice President Diane will be there. And then the last one, freshman class, if you could meet me in my office at the end of Senate for like 5 minutes, we have a couple of logistical things to go over. Just if you're a freshman class representative, not if you are a freshman representing some other entity. If it says freshman class representative.
Any questions? No. Okay. Vice President Markey.
Hey, I have a short report. So up next for our Senator Fun Fact. This senator was high school valedictorian and prefers Android over the iPhone.
Oh. Senator Dykes.
Senator Martin?
Oh, she got it. Like he's not happy that you guessed it on the first time. All right, here goes to next. Congratulations. Why do you look so mad? What was your high school GPA?
4.3.
What? That's awesome. Congratulations. Okay. And now for Senator of the Week. This senator, who not only holds herself with immense professionalism and poise when she goes about her duties as a senator and committee chair, but also strives to create well-oiled relationships with those involved in housing and food service on our campus in order to prove SGA an institution of persistence and valor. She unites her committee with her enthusiasm for change, thus making us all better senators in the long run. We're thankful for her leadership, Senator McGarity. Congratulations.
Hey.
Very well written, Senator Barnes. And once again, you all have Senator of the Week nomination forms in front of you, so please fill those out and put them in the box. That's all.
Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. Vice President Fox.
Awesome. All right. Quick report as well. So just kind of as an update, so I know we've mentioned Zaxter. I know we gave, Senator Burton and I gave a pretty lengthy presentation on it the other week. Zaxter is essentially the medium of bike share that we are currently pursuing. So that's, I know some people have had some questions on what is Zaxter, what is bike share. Zaxter is bike share. Bike share is implemented by Zaxter, in case y'all didn't know. So that we're kind of, again, being transparent, Senator Burton and I, as well as advisors, as well as other university officials, are continuing to have conversations with Zaxter reps, as well as with the City of Conway, because, again, the City of Conway does have a municipally implemented Zaxter program. So, again, we're kind of pursuing Zaxter partially because of its seamless integration, but also because we see it as something that could potentially benefit the students as well. So, that being said, there is a survey that Senator Burton kind of put together, sent to Vice President McAfee, and it's something that we're heavily trying to push out because, again, while our sentiment may be all agreeing that this is something that we really like. We want to make sure that the sentiment of our constituents matches what we're feeling as well. And so please, 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 if anything, fill it out yourself. But obviously, if you encourage your peers to fill it out, that's obviously what y'all are here to do. But please fill it out for yourself. We're hoping to have it to Student Services to send out a mass campus-wide email, so you should be able to get that link directly through that email and fill it out then, if you didn't already fill it out through the minutes that were sent out. So again, that's kind of an update. We're having continual conversations to kind of make sure that our final product is something that agrees both with administration and with SGA. And then once we've kind of reached a conclusion, that's where we'll come to y'all and we'll be able to actually vote on allocation if it gets to that point. So again, if y'all have any questions, concerns, if y'all have other ideas about other ways to implement, a bike-friendly bike share program on our campus, feel free to reach out to either myself, Senator Burton, or really any of us, because we love to talk to y'all. Next, so Buckles, again, this is continuing off of conversations that I've already had, but for those who are on the committee, we're having a phone call with Jeff Buckles this coming Thursday at 12 o'clock. So again, that's if you were available at that time. If you have to step in late, that's fine. But this is kind of our time to solidify a lot of the things that he stated in his contract a lot, as well with some of the ideas that we have or how we would like to see the event go on the 24th in January. So that would be kind of a really important phone call where we get a lot of details fleshed out, and then hopefully that will be leading up to our final meeting, so I'll be able to give a good report. And then the next thing we'll have is this event on the 24th, because as Vice President Reagan said, the 22nd, which would be our first meeting, will be our mid-year retreat. So we will not have an official meeting before that time. Obviously, we'll be making probably an announcement, as well as letting any of the administration there know. As far as we know and as far as we've heard, there's a lot of support from various areas of campus. So that's kind of what this committee is doing, is reaching out, plugging into those, and then extracting any necessary details, as well as kind of giving some of the stuff that we have on our end out to them so that we can pack out Idlewater. So yeah, absolutely. So Jeffrey Buckles is a speaker out of, I believe, San Diego, California. He teaches at San Diego State University on Title IX issues. He is a speaker across the nation. I'm not sure if he's international or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he is, because he's a fantastic public speaker, and he teaches, or not just teaches, but he goes to universities in particular, as well as companies, really anybody, because Title IX is not just a university issue. But he goes and he speaks on these kind of touchy subjects, as some might call it, and kind of highlights some of the discrepancies in what people are raised to think and what reality is. And then he does that specifically to students very well, and that he has kind of learned the niche of a student university population and can speak to that better. And he did it last year at UCA and was very well received, and that's kind of why we're hoping to bring him back. Young guy, cool guy, again, incredible speaker, and really hits the subject hard. And in addition, I believe he also helps universities kind of redirect some of their Title IX initiatives and kind of look at areas on the campus that may be lacking certain aspects of a holistic Title IX program that kind of attacks some of the centralized issues. So, Jeffrey Buckles, everybody.
Any questions for Vice President Buck? No? Okay, we'll go into standing committee reports. Academic Affairs, Senator Eddie Gurley-Sarah.
So, as Vice President Riggins alluded to, President Davis is currently in China. So President Davis and Provost Hargis are busy representing UCA in China. They landed in Shanghai earlier today. They are meeting with the Confucius Institute, one of our partner universities, East China Normal University. They're discussing new multidisciplinary initiatives for the university with our partner institution, as well as celebrating the 10th anniversary of the University of Central Arkansas Confucius Institute. So that's an exciting accomplishment. The work that UCA SGA does for the state of Arkansas, as well as for economic development in our region and in our state. So very excited to have them representing us in China this week. and look forward to kind of hearing what all they've learned and what they're bringing back and the new things that we will be doing with the Confucius Institute. The last thing I'm going to do is a college update. So for the College of Liberal Arts, Dean Mill reported that CLA hosted a successful Arkansas Collegiate Model United Nations conference with 100 students in attendance. And on November 17th and 18th, we hosted 700 high school students for Arkansas Model United Nations. So very exciting, and congratulations to CLA. In the College of Education, Dr. Angela Barlow was announced as the outstanding reviewer for the Journal of Research and Mathematics Education. So very exciting as well. For the College of Health and Behavioral Sciences, Dean Ishii announced, and comes from my own department, so this is pretty exciting too. The Family and Consumer Sciences Department received a positive report following our 10-year on-campus site review. So basically what happened was that a reviewer from, I can't remember what university she came from, but they send in reviewers every 10 years to look at our programs and assess our degree programs and see how they're doing to make sure they're living up to the standards for family and consumer sciences. And of course they are, so good job for us. Dean Wright for the College of Fine Arts and Communication said the C.D. Wright Women Writers Conference was held with First Lady Jenny Davis introducing the keynote speaker. So very exciting conference for them. And Dean Addison for the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics reported that there were 560 students in attendance at the Embrace Student Research Symposium on October 27th. And the External Advisory Committee reaffirmed the 5 Embry Awards to UCA faculty. So very exciting for academic affairs. Just a side note, don't forget to fill out course evaluations. They're still out there. Use that new system.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions for Senator Edinburgh Sarah? No? Okay. Diversity, Senator Morley.
Hello. So, the Diversity Committee is just continuing planning for next semester. Our events coming up to start, something to mingle, the mosaic, speaking spirituality, and things of that nature. So, that's all we have for you.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay. SFAC, Senator Burton.
So SFAC has submitted the 5-semester timeline and 5 fees per semesters that we're planning on holding fee hearings for, along with our updated memo, our framework that we'd like to send to each of the people in charge of these fees. I received a document from the Assistant Vice President of Finance Administration that outlines who's in charge of each fee. So it's going to be easy contact from there. We're going to be looking at what we need from each person, each department, to help us look at why that fee is implemented, how it's being used, what the plans are in the future, et cetera. We're going to look at how we can collect that data, store it in some kind of easily readable fashion for our reference and for your references as well. It'll be a public Google Doc file monthly. And we're on track for next semester.
Any questions? Okay. We will go into committee reports, campus interaction. Senator Miller.
Hello. Okay, so Senator Rivera will be contacting everyone eventually via email to kind of get just basic information about you and why you joined SGA. Because we're going to our community to do like a get to know your senator campaign. So just be looking for that email and make sure that you have like a substance-filled response so that she's not like having to follow up with you. Just make sure that you have a really great answer because we all love SGA. And then Senator Willie is working with Brandon Price on a Spring Spirit Week. He was really excited about that possibility, so we're super pumped about that and could potentially be partnering with like the Bears team to kind of like get that on the ground running since they're kind of our spirit team. So that's very exciting. Yeah. Senator Dax has been in contact with Social Justice League and their advisor, and we're making progress on what it would be like to partner with them to do exam jam. And so now we're just kind of in the back and forth of just communicating and ironing out what that would really look like for on an SGA side. So that's exciting. And then Senator Marbley will be presenting our football resolution and new business later, so if you guys would look over that. And then Senator Mendez will also be presenting resolution, and I yield the rest of my report to Senator
Mendez. So in our committee, we've been talking about kind of one of the aspects of being a senator, which is really touching base with the constituents on campus. And from what I've noticed, as a newly elected senator or appointed senator, not many people know that I'm a senator, right? So we talked and we discussed like seeing ways that we could get them to meet us, and we did discuss the social media campaign, but we also discussed maybe putting a table in the student center twice a month, just with our senators taking maybe an hour or two of their time, just to make face with our constituents and just get to know them. Maybe have a representative from each class, so freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, just to talk and get to know our constituents. And I just wanted to kind of pose that to you guys and see what y'all maybe would think about that. It would be, as I see it now, the first and third Thursdays of each month during X period. But X period doesn't have to be like the definitive time. We could do a little bit before and after, just to make sure that we can get as many students as possible. But I just want to see if y'all would actually be in support of doing something like this, because it would involve us volunteering some of our time just to get to know our constituents. But that's really it. I just want to see what y'all have to say. So,
yeah. So if you guys have any feedback, let Senator Mendez know via email, text, whatever he prefers. Hang out after Senate, but please make sure that you get your feedback to him. It's a great idea. So thank you. Any questions for Senator Mendez or Senator Miller? Okay. Housing and food, Senator Miller.
So last week we had a meeting and meeting after Senate was short meeting. We're going to end this meeting after this week. We are currently finishing up our food service research. It's mostly done, but we're adding a few more finishing touches to it. And we're wanting to conduct a survey to see what our students want to get recyclable materials in the cafeteria. We plan to turn staying in the cafeteria and asking students if they would be willing to pay $5 for a recyclable cereal box. Right now we use styrofoam cereal boxes, which people just use and then throw away. And these contain polystyrene in them, so according to the Environmental Protection Agency, polystyrene production releases 57 chemical byproducts into the air, and some of these are hazardous. So basically, if we get rid of the the styrofoam cereal boxes, we become more environmentally with this. I contacted Jim Neighbors today, and he has one of these recyclable cereal boxes laying around his office. I'm going to get that tomorrow, and then we'll be doing some surveying over the next few weeks. Also, we're working with Senator Ramirez's committee. He's looking into getting printers in residence halls, so we're going to be working with him on that as well.
Any questions for Senator Ramirez? Yeah. Okay, Internal Affairs, Senator Morrison.
Okay, well, this week we were supposed to vote on the demerit policy, but we are going to rescind that because we've had some things brought to our attention. So we'll be working on that some more, and then we'll bring it back.
Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. Outreach, Senator Stahl.
Thanks for having me with you last week either, but just a quick update on our recycle video. Due to NCAA timings, it usually doesn't play at halftime, so if you ever want to catch it, they play it during the pre-game warm-up. Is what he says it's been playing, and will continue to play until NCAA isn't as over times. I guess I don't know how that works out in sport very well. And so yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Safety, Senator Askey.
All right. So due to the Thanksgiving break, we had a paper meeting on Wednesday, and the purpose of that meeting was basically just to go over our findings from reviewing the campus climate survey from last year, and we found a few kind of themes that popped up at various points throughout the survey, and we're going to be discussing those on Wednesday of this week, and those range anywhere from, just general safety issues on campus to infrastructure issues and issues with organizations on campus. So we'll be discussing that this week.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Student Resources, Senator Ramirez.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys had a good holiday. So my report is really short. So Senator Hawkins still has a meeting with Dr. C here tomorrow, and we're working with Senator McGarry's committee for providing funding, and so updates to come.
Yay. Okay. Any questions for Senator Ramirez? No? Okay, we will go into university committee reports. Are there any university committee reports? Senator Murphy.
So as a historian, I've been doing research about like the history of SGA, UCA SGA. And so like I found some interesting fun facts that I'd just like to share with everyone. And so during November 1945, Arkansas State Teachers College Student Association, that was the original name, created a more democratic form of government that actively represents student bodies at all times, so that's known as the Student Council. The first council meeting was held during October 1946. The first item that they discussed on the agenda was the use of the gymnasium for any and all student activities sponsored by this organization. The first meeting was called to decide on whether or not to have a homecoming celebration, so like the motion passed. And so during that time, the football team selected the queens, maids, and escorts. And after a successful celebration, a homecoming committee was created to prepare for future homecoming. On December 12th of 1946, Wingo Hall began to be exclusively used for married veterans and faculty. On February 1947, on February the 10th, the first motion was created and passed by a 42 vote. George Anders moved that students could hold more than 2 presidencies and 1 minor office in all organizations on campus effective semester. And then on February 25th, the Royal Rules Committee was appointed to being in charge of all student dances. On March 1947, the Discipline Committee was appointed. And then there were several other committees that was appointed as well during 1947, such as the Social Calendar Committee, Social Committee, Budget, Constitution. And on November the 10th, Student Council President Frank Dell resigned due to health issues. And so like during December of 1947, they had Outstanding Scholarship Award Committee was created. And so like overall during the 40s, the most memorable events consisted of like Student Council helping manage numerous of student activities. They worked closely with glory rulers and sponsored several student events such as homecoming, freshman initiation ceremony, etc. And I also started like the list of presidents that's been on that served as UCA, and so like from 1946 to 1949, it was Phil Logan, Art Dunaway, Frank Bell, John Dawson, and then John Ed Kramer. And so I'm still currently working on it. It's kind of hard just rereading through back all these names because it was handwritten, so like it's difficult to read some people say it right. But I'm making it, so just be quick to me.
So on our SGA website, we have a history section, and there's a lot of gaps. And so one of the things we discussed at our exec retreat this summer was filling those gaps. And so thank you so much for doing all that research. And that's so exciting to have like certain dates, and it's just so exciting to know our history. Yay, thank you. Okay, Senator Sierra, do you have a university committee report? You have your hand up, sorry. Just kidding. Maybe I just got too excited. Any other university committee reports? No? Okay. There is no unfinished business, so we will go into new business. Is there any new business? Senator Mendez.
Senator Mendez rising. I move to adopt the resolution UCA Men's Soccer Conference Champion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the resolution titled UCA Men's Soccer Conference Champions. Discussion, Senator Mendez.
Okay. So in the Campus Interaction Committee, we were just working on a couple resolutions to really just acknowledge the incredible feats that our sports have had here at UCA this semester. And one of them was the men's soccer team. And I'm just going to kind of read through the resolution. And it goes, whereas the University of Central Arkansas men's soccer team defeated Missouri State to win the Missouri Valley Conference. Whereas the men's soccer team season began with 7 consecutive losses. Whereas the men's soccer team continued to win 9 out of their next 13 matches. Whereas the University of Central Arkansas men's soccer team entered into the Division I NCAA playoffs for the first time in the program's history. Whereas the University of Central Arkansas men's soccer team was defeated by number 10 Southern Methodist University. Whereas the Student Government Association stands in support of the University of Central Arkansas soccer team and would like to recognize them for their accomplishments. Therefore, be it resolved that the Student Government Association at the University of Central Arkansas wholeheartedly congratulates the soccer team for their win of the Missouri Valley Conference title and their participation in the Division I NCAA tournament. The soccer team started off really rough this year, but they made it through and got all the way to the NCAA championship, which is a big, incredible feat. And our football team's going to the same championship just for football. So I just think that we should pass it to acknowledge our soccer players.
Any other discussion? Senator Hinkle.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment at the end of the 5th whereas clause to add the word "and" before the 6th clause.
Normally in
Okay, if there are no objections, we will make that friendly amendment. Okay, any other discussion? No, no other discussion? Okay. We will go into a roll call vote. Oh, I'm sorry. So it has been moved and seconded that we adopt the resolution titled UCA Men's Soccer Conference Champion. Therefore, be it resolved that the Student Government Association at the University of Central Arkansas wholeheartedly congratulates the soccer team for their win of the Missouri Valley Conference title and their participation in the Division I NCAA tournament. Roll call vote.
Abbott? Yes. Askew?
Yes.
Audra? Yes. Volley?
Yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
Berklow?
Yes.
Burton?
Yes.
Chaplin? Yes. Palmer? DePersia? Yes. Dykes?
Yes.
Edgar Lucero?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
Gomez?
Yes.
Griffin? Oh, sorry. Hawkins?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Hawkins?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Marbley?
Yes.
I vote yes. McGarity?
Yes.
Mendez?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Asile?
Yes.
Pfaff?
Yes.
Ramirez?
Yes.
Redding?
Yes.
Riggins?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Sebastian? Sierra?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Stop? Targa?
Yes.
Teeter?
Yes.
Whitby?
Yes.
Willie?
Yes.
Okay, with 37 yeses, 0 noes, and 0 abstentions, the motion passes. Okay, is there any other new business? Senator Marbley.
I move that the UCA SGA adopt the resolution titled UCA Bears Football Conference Championship. Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that the UCA SGA adopt the resolution titled UCA Bears Football Conference Championship. Discussion on the motion, Senator Marbley.
For the same reasons as for the soccer team, they're just having a great season, and it's not over. If they have game this Saturday, then we all should go support them and continue making the bigger strong. Oh, wait, I'm gonna read. Okay, here we go. Whereas the University of Central Arkansas football team won 10 consecutive football games, whereas the football team record is 9-0 for our conference and 10-1 overall, whereas the University of Central Arkansas football team entered into the NCAA FCS playoffs as the number 4 overall seed, whereas this will be the second consecutive football championship subdivision playoff appearance, whereas the football team worked tirelessly to be named the conference champion and is having an outstanding season, whereas the Student Government Association stands in support of the University of Central Arkansas football team and would like to recognize them for their accomplishments. Therefore, be it resolved that the Student Government Association at the University of Central Arkansas wholeheartedly congratulates the football team for their win of the Southern Conference Championship.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Senator Gilbert.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment in the end of the 5th whereas clause to add the word "and."
Any objections? Okay. Senator DePersia.
I would like to, gosh, what's this called? I would like to make a friendly amendment in the second whereas clause
to delete the comma before
After conference, are there any objections to deleting the comma in the second whereas clause after the word conference? Okay. Senator Morley or Senator Miller?
Just to expand upon the third whereas clause where it says LCS, just to spell like expand to say football championship subdivision.
Is that a friendly?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Are
We just
there
skipped
any-
over when we were.
Yeah, we fixed it in the fourth whereas clause and not in the third, so just to make it easy.
To add parentheses in the wondering one.
Yes.
Are there any objections to that friendly amendment?
No.
Just to like change LCS.
Oh, just
So-
change it. Okay, change FCS with football championship.
Yes.
Subdivision.
Got it.
Sorry.
Okay. Any objections to that friendly amendment? Okay, great. Senator Robinson.
Oh, friendly amendment, in the second whereas clause, can we put Southland Conference? So if it's conference, so we can know we want a Southland Conference. Yeah.
So instead of our, put the Southland Conference?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any objections to that friendly amendment? Taking out the word our and replacing it with the Southland, point 3, the Southland Conference. No? Okay. Okay. Yes, Vice President Riggins.
Just to clarify, and to make sure that conference is also capitalized, you're gonna add Southland. It would be capitalized. Just clarify. Keep that in mind.
Is anybody confused on any of this? The second one?
Yes.
Okay, whereas the football team record is 9-0 for the Southland Conference, no comma there, and 10-1 overall. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's just more specific on what conference it is. Okay, any other discussion? Nope. Okay. It has been moved and seconded that the UCA SGA adopt the resolution titled UCA Bears Football Conference Championship. Therefore, be it resolved that the Student Government Association at the University of Central Arkansas wholeheartedly congratulates the football team for their win of the Southland Conference Championship. Roll call vote.
Abbott?
Yes.
Askew?
Yes.
Audress?
Yes.
Folly?
Yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
Berkla?
Yes.
Burton?
Yes.
Chaplin? Colmer? DePerja?
Yes.
Dykes?
Yes.
Edgar Lucero?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
Gomez? Hawkins?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Lavera?
Yes.
Marbley? I vote yes. McGarity?
Yes.
Mendez?
Yes.
Miller? Yes. Morrison? Yes. Osile?
Yes.
Bass? Ramirez?
Yes.
Redding? Riggins?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Sebastian? Sierra?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Stock?
Yes.
Tarka?
Yes.
Teeter? Whitby?
Yes.
Willie?
Yes.
Okay, with 36 yeses, 0 noes, and 0 abstentions, the motion passes. Okay, is there any other new business? Senator Stock.
I move that the UCA SGA adopt the resolution entitled Bicycle Friendly UCA Resolution.
Second.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded that the UCA SGA adopt a resolution titled Bicycle Friendly UCA Resolution. Discussion, Senator Stock.
I'm going to try to read this. Whereas the University of Central Arkansas has formed the Bicycle Friendly UCA Committee in order to promote and provide a more bikeable campus where bicycling is encouraged and enjoyed. Whereas UCA is so proud to actively accommodate bicyclists on its campus that it has applied to the League of American Bicyclists bicycle-friendly university program in BFU. Whereas UCA's application was reviewed by the American League of Bicyclists as well as local cyclists and advocates and has been awarded a bronze BFU designation. Therefore, be it resolved, the Student Government Association of the University of Central Arkansas is proud of the initiative that UCA is taking to welcome and protect bicyclists on its campus and will continue to support the progress made towards a more equitable campus. Okay. And this is all information that Senator Burton has given to our committee as far as to who reviewed our application and then the level of designation that we did receive, and then kind of like what the goal of our bicycle friendly UCA committee was. Okay, great. Any other discussion? Senator Burton.
I'd just like to make a friendly amendment to take out the apostrophe in the third whereas clause on bicyclists because it's not for that safety.
The what?
The third whereas clause.
Yes.
League of American Bicyclists. Just strike the apostrophe, which is not there.
Okay. Is there any objection to that friendly amendment?
Yeah, the second one, that's it.
Okay.
Right. League of American Bicyclists, Bike Friendly University Committee, for Bike Friendly University, but the third one's not.
Okay, so that friendly amendment was for the third whereas clause. Okay, any other discussions, Senator?
I would like to make 3 friendly amendments to the third clause to take out the comma before be it and put it after be it. Therefore be it. On the third whereas clause.
Take the comma after therefore and move it
to after it.
To after it. Are there any
Objection.
Okay, and the second one to put that before the. Therefore be it that the student government association.
On what whereas
okay.
clause?
And then the third one would be to take out a comma after each campus on the resolve clause. So basically on each campus take out the comma and we'll continue to support the progress.
Are there any objections to take out the comma on the resolve clause after the word campus?
Point of information, I think we're confused.
Okay. So the first 2 friendly amendments that she made, there was an objection to it, so that's why those were just automatically rejected. The last friendly amendment that we are currently on right now is in the very last stanza in the resolve clause, the second to last line from the bottom, to remove the comma after campus.
Object.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Vice President.
Yeah, so just to clarify, to what you're speaking on with that comma after therefore. So in the previous 2, we were actually incorrect, and I don't believe we caught it, but the commas in the first 2 were at the end of the therefore be it, comma, rather than therefore, comma, be it. The correct form would be therefore, comma, be it. So it's correct in this one, it was incorrect in the first.
Any other discussion? Is anyone confused? Raise your hand. It's okay. Okay, awesome. It has been moved and seconded that the UCA SGA adopt a resolution titled Bicycle Friendly UCA Resolution. Therefore, be it resolved that the Student Government Association of the University of Central Arkansas is proud of the initiative that UCA is taking to welcome and protect bicyclists on its campus and will continue to support the progress made towards a more bikeable campus. Roll call vote.
Abbott? Yes. Askew?
Yes.
Audress?
Yes.
Folly?
Yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
Berkla?
Yes.
Burton?
Yes.
Chaplin?
Yes.
Colmer? DePersia,
Yes.
Dykes,
Oh, yeah.
Edgar Lucera,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Gomez,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Lockings,
Yes.
Rivera,
Yes.
Marbley,
Yes.
I vote yes. McGarity, Mendez,
Yes.
Miller, yes. Morrison,
Yes.
Asile,
Yes.
Bath,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Redding,
Yes.
Riggins,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Sebastian, Sierra,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Sock,
Yes.
Parka,
Yes.
Teeter, Whitby,
Yes.
Willie.
Yes.
Okay, with 36 yeses, 0 noes, and 0 abstentions, the motion passes. Okay, is there any other new business? Senator Gilbert.
I move that we revisit the 2 previous notices in order to fix the comma issues with therefore be it and correct them to therefore comma be it.
So we can't revisit 2 at once. Yeah, it's a very minor change. I don't think that a motion is necessary. I think we can just go ahead and do it. It's just formatting. There's nothing in the language that is changing. Senator Miller.
So since there were several friendly amendments, whenever I go back to make those, I'll be sure to correct the comma after therefore and fix that before saying it in, and then that will be whatever we like present in the future.
Okay.
Look at this.
So just to clear up any confusion, so Vice President Bath mentioned it should be therefore, comma, be it resolved. And in the first 2 that we voted on, it was incorrect. And it was correct on the one we just voted on. And so we're just going to go ahead and make the change since it's just moving the comma. So that's where that's coming from. Anybody confused on that?
Point of information.
Yes.
Do we have the comma behind it even if we add the word and to both of them? Because we added and after it anyway.
No, this is only for.
I know I'm saying he added. I'm asking. We make a agreement to add and to those two.
Yes.
So would there be too many commas in that?
No, it was for the previous clause. It wasn't for that one.
Okay. I'm asking. Okay, so.
Which one are you looking at right now?
On the. Which one is this one? 1, 2.
No. What resolution are you looking
This is the University UCA Men's Soccer Conference Champion.
Okay.
And the.
No. So what you're talking about is 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th whereas clause where we added the word and at the very, very end.
Right.
What I'm talking about is.
I know, I'm saying, does it, because they have a comma because of it?
No, it's just for therefore be it. With those 3 words, the comma needs to be therefore, comma be it.
Okay.
Instead of therefore be it, comma. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. Any other new business? No? Okay. We will go into announcements. What? What? No. That's the other side of it. All 3. That's the last one. Yeah, so you guys are probably, what we're chattering up here about, just to be completely transparent, is about the previous notices. If you'll remember during Senator Morrison's report, they rescinded those previous notices to work on them and to fix them and then bring them up whenever they feel like it is necessary. So it was not brought up in new business, therefore there is no more new business. And we are now in announcements. So you guys were confused about that. Yes, Vice President.
As a point of clarification, if they do choose to bring it forward again, it will have to be in the form first as a previous notice as well, because they're editing a previous notice that they didn't bring forward. So they'll bring it forward as a previous notice, and then the next week will be when we vote on it. So there's no confusion.
Yes, thank you for that. Okay, we are now in announcements. So Senator Miller.
Hello, me again. Just wanted to let you guys know that we are working on another resolution for the volleyball team. So they were not forgotten about. We are working on one for them too. So go UCA Bears.
Okay, pause.
Just so you know that they will be giving away student tickets for the football game Saturday. You won't be able just to walk in with your ID. I don't believe. I think you will have to have a ticket beforehand. And they'll be doing those Thursday, I think like an X period in front of the building. Athletics will be distributed. That's an NCAA regulation, not university regulation. And so I think you'll be able to buy, I think, a student ticket at the game probably, but they would rather you just get one. The easier way to do it is to get it
It's the game at 2.
at in front of the building. X period, I believe. I think it's like 1 to 2, 1 to 3 or something like that.
The game is at 2 p.m. So
The game's at 2 o'clock Saturday.
make sure you go get one of those tickets. Thank you for saying that because I clicked on the link and it was $40. So go get your student ticket.
Tomorrow during X period in front of the student.
No, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, and be sure and tell your constituents and friends that you will not be able to get into the game with your UCA ID. And it's because it's a championship game. Yes, question.
How much is the ticket?
Are they free?
They're free, I think.
They're getting them out.
The email I received was that they would be giving out student tickets. So what do you, I don't know how you define giving out, but I define giving out as free.
Is there a certain amount that they're going to have?
That is
Okay. So go get them at your earliest convenience because we want everyone to be there. If you haven't checked the weather, it's going to be great. So, yeah. Okay. Consider to ask you.
Alright, so unfortunately our Bear Patrol golf cart started experiencing some issues last night, and it has not been fixed yet, so we will not be in operation tonight.
Okay. But you can still call PD if you do need yes.
That is true. You can still get police escorts if you call the same number that you would call for Bear Patrol, which is actually on the back of all of your bear cards. So
it's 3111. Good number to memorize. Okay? Vice President Riggins.
Okay. Reminder, freshman class representatives, please go to my office. Rules and ethics, stay in here. And then everybody else, please leave when the meeting ends. So rules and ethics can do things that rules and ethics does.
Okay, Vice President McAfee.
Friendly reminder that you all have Senator of the Week nomination forms right in front of you. How convenient, right? So just fill it out really quickly, not in here because Senator Riggins asked you to, or Vice President Riggins asked you to leave. But go into the office, just fill it out real quick, write something nice about a fellow senator, put it in my box. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay, I have an announcement. So along with the awesome things that our sports teams are doing, our football team division area received a ton of like person-specific awards. So I'm just gonna name one because there's a ton, but Coach Campbell was named Coach of the Year for the Southland Conference, and there's so many more players that received awards for the positions that they played, like Senator Stock I don't support. So just round of applause to congratulate them on all of those. Okay. Mr. Handy.
Yes. Real quick announcement. The tread wall that y'all supported or sponsored last year?
Yes, in the summer.
That's finally got here, and it's finally installed, and finally in working order. So you're feel free to go by and try it out, play with it, or do what you want. We are in the process of getting some instructions laminated to put on it to help people understand that, and we also have a little Q code that you can scan and go to a video that will show you actually how to use it. Also, if you need that little more instruction on what's there, we're working on that video right now. So that is up over there at the rec center. So feel free to apply.
Yes, so this is something that is funded by SGA, so please make sure you go either try it out or go take a picture by it in your SGA polo to look nice if you don't want to try it out. Okay, any other announcements?
one academic affairs committee is going to meet after this. If you're on other committees, then we'll just wait for you. The other thing is, if you're free during X period tomorrow and would like to come to the McAllister Hall Mirror Room, the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences is stuffing 255 stockings for CASA. So, if you'd like to help out with that, that'd be great, because that's triple the amount of stockings that we've stuffed in the last 3 years. So,
Any other announcements? Senator August?
Yes, I'll just remind everybody that not this weekend, but the weekend after, so December 9th and 10th, there's going to be a Christmas concert at Reynolds, and I don't know the time yet. I know for Saturday it's 7:30, and you can get entrances at the Reynolds Center. By the Conway Symphony Orchestra.
Any other announcements? No. Okay.
Okay.